some people, if you hate Spider-Man and you go watch a Spider-Man movie, you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're ignoring everything else.
Because in your subjective mind, you've already eliminated the possibility of it being good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You've already eliminated.
What's the objective part of that?
Well,
that it's actually good, and you just don't see that it's
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yes.
Because you don't like
Yeah.
Spider.
if you're watching this on YouTube but can't finish, remember you can always catch the full episode on our podcast feed in the description below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It always helps us grow. Question that comes to me whenever I see it is, what does it mean to be a person? Because you have these inanimate creatures, right, doing emotional tasks. You know what I'm saying? Like the carrying of the cross, like that's an emotional task. I remember there was like one playing or something, and like having like a fun time or something. Like it looked playful. I don't know, am I bugging?
Which one was that one?
You have a bunch of these, brother.
Yeah, I always forget what I do, bro. When I see him, I'm like, oh shit.
I think the frequent one is there's a couple where it seems like they're carrying a great weight on their shoulders. Like the one on Island Street with where they did the whole wall of murals.
Yeah.
That one and the one on Havel Street. Those two, the emotional tasks there have been carrying weight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And burden.
Yeah, no. The robots, yeah, the robots, like they are us. So like you said, telling a story about humanity. So the whole point of my robots was like, how can I paint and tell the story and I just had like this, not have just an imagery like, oh, this is dope, but also because I realized that the way I work is just like I'm naturally just telling the story. So painting in color wasn't doing it for me, because for me color was a distraction when I was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a point like you was painting in color.
Yeah. So there was a point I was painting in color, and then I decided to it was summer of 2016. I decided to switch back to black and white. I started with just doing ink, just freestyling.
Yeah.
So I decided to go back to black and white, and once I did that, that's when the whole thing with the robots came out. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
do them.
So
And
what were
then-
you painting beforehand type shit?
Before that, I was just experimenting. I was freestyling.
Yeah.
That's like from like 2010 up until 2016. I was freestyling, but also painting and drawing robots. But I realized in this whole time, it was that.
Yeah.
So 2019, going back to my old books, I was just like, oh shit, it was always meant to be, to have the robots. But then going back to black and white, it just solidified what it was. And just being able to tell stories about humanity where there's not a race or ethnicity, tied into it, where everyone can relate to what's going on, versus like, oh, this person's Chinese, this person's black, I can't relate to this. But it's like, because the robots were a creation of just a vessel.
Yeah.
Our body's just a
That's
vessel.
crazy.
Creating my own version of that,
Yeah.
because we're co-creating, from the creator. So it's like, yo, let me actually live that. Let me create my own vessels of humanity and tell the stories that way where everyone could see themselves in it.
Yeah. That's actually bonkers. I see, as for example, I didn't think about the race and ethnicity part. You know what I'm saying? I was personally focused on like the emotional content.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing that fucks me up the most. Is the dichotomy between almost inanimate life and inanimacy in life. Like a non-living thing become living. Like the movie that always comes, The Iron Giant. Whenever I see your shit, bro, I think about The Iron Giant and I
It's one of
cry.
my favorite movies too, bro.
Because that movie makes me
Yeah.
really sad.
It does.
You
Yeah.
see?
Yeah, but I vaguely remember it. But
I need to
I
rewatch
always
it.
gotta
confuse
watch
it
it
with
again.
this other animated movie that got Adam Sandler in it.
Which
I
one
was
was that?
I was talking about this the other day, but I figured out there are two different movies. But it's some Christmas shit with Adam Sandler. He's animated and shit.
Oh, I know what
Yeah,
you're
I feel
talking
like the
about. Yeah.
animation styles are
I think-
similar.
I think
They
it's,
play on the
I
same.
think it's called Eight Crazy Nights.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't know how to
Adam
mix
Sandler.
this shit up. So I was talking about that shit.
That's wild.
Eight Crazy Nights and Iron Giant.
I know what you're talking about now. I know what you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about now. Yeah.
That's a wild,
It's
a wild mix right there.
But yeah, The Iron Giant. What's up?
No, yeah, Iron Giant, yeah. As a kid watching it, I remember watching it. I think I cried when I first watched it. I was like, damn, man, his homie just died. But I think in some way, I probably pulled from that too. Just from that, like that as a kid captivated me, I think that might have subconsciously inspired the thing with my robots.
Yeah.
But no, then that mural on Island Street with the robot holding up the ceiling, that was part of the time where we had the Black Lives Matter protests coming up, like things were picking up.
That's true.
Trump became president. Was it president for the
You
first
mean like
time?
originally? Because what was that 2014?
That was 2017. Yeah,
2017.
So that was right after, year one of his presidency, and
Yeah.
everything started to like bottling down. And
Forgot all that stuff happened.
so that piece with the robots missing that arm and holding up the
Forgot about he was missing the arm.
yeah, missing the arm,
Yeah.
and it's holding up the building is supposed to tell the story of how the foundation of who we are as a people is crumbling. Like we're losing ourselves, and this robot's missing the arm, so it's just like it's tried so hard to keep us going. Because the robots are my robots are ourselves, trying to tell us how to get back to humanity and how to be one with the actual physical world of nature, because we've lost that as a society, how to be one with all things. So the robot holding that ceiling up is supposed to show how we're right there falling apart, but now we're actually coming back up.
Yeah.
That's why now I repainted it and I added plants.
Oh wow. Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah. So you see how weird way
You're keeping the story going.
keep the story going. Yeah.
So like when you realized you were gonna start painting robots and shit, you was going back to your old books. Did you know like that was an underlying reason, or did that come afterwards? Type shit.
What do you mean? I go back to the books?
Well, yeah, because you were talking about now how like robots are kind of reflections of ourselves and getting back to nature and being on nature as like human type shit. Like when you first decided like, yo, I'm gonna start painting strictly robots, was that part of the story already there, or did it come like time? You feel me?
Yeah, I think it came with time because 2016 I was I was experimenting more because I was I was getting close to figure out my style because I know when I was 18, looking back into Keith Haring, Andy Warhol, Basquiat, Bansky, Stephen Furry. Bansky and Stephen Furry were my big influences early on, but I knew then I was like, yo, like what's gonna make me me? When you see my work, it's like, oh shit, that's tech. So then I knew when I was 18, it's gonna take me years to fine tune that, find my niche. And then fast forward 6 years later, sitting in the backyard with my cousin Marcus. And we're talking in the back, and like it was like that summer of 2016.
It's not Dauntless, Marcus, is it?
Huh?
It's not the dude who writes Dauntless, is it? The comic book writer?
Oh no,
Marcus
no.
Menace? Nah, that's
Yeah. I think you know my cousin Marcus. I don't.
Marcus is a cousin. Man.
Yeah.
That's your cousin?
Yeah.
Yo, I was actually gonna hit him up today for a podcast. That was funny because he be doing the comic book shit. Bro. That should be fire,
Yeah,
bro.
comic books,
It's crazy.
comic book
He went
short
from
film.
film to the.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still doing short films and shit.
Yeah.
No, I think now he just hosted production with Michael.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, he's been under. The way he is now, he's been under my wing pretty much since he was like 2 years old.
Yeah.
So a lot of things that he picked up when it came to like editing and everything, like that shit came from me.
Wow.
Yeah, so
He's gonna hear you just sunned him, by the way.
no, not even that. Not even son. It's just seeing me work and then always trying to figure out like his thing. Like I see him growing up trying to figure out how to get into photography, how to get filming, how to draw this and that, and just like I barely taught him anything. That's what he said. It's like, not like sunning him.
You held the door open.
Yeah. He'll ask me questions, and I'd be like, "This," because it was mostly asking, like, "Yo, how do you draw faces?" I was just like, "Bro." Like the most Jedi answer ever. I was just like, bro, I can't teach you to practice.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Then,
now, like you see his work.
yeah.
You feel me?
Nice.
Not seeing his work, I'm just like, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Took my word and just literally, I saw him do it. Took my word and just ran with it.
Yeah,
He just
make the technical robot comic book with your cousin.
No, I have a
might have
book.
to do that.
No, I have a book.
your brother
It's,
could write a children's book.
my mom wants to make a children's book with the robot.
Bro, I can help. Let me know. That's my
I'll
whole.
let-
I've
I'll let
actually
her
been trying to
know.
write a children's book for years. I won't hold you. You know what I'm saying? I can't draw though.
Yeah.
I only got the words part.
No, I'll draw it out.
Honestly, I feel like writing a children's book is tricky.
Yeah, the substance has to be.
It needs to be like the most. Because here's the thing: if writing a children's book will actually be on top of my list of accomplishments, because you have to be able to like tell an impactful. A good children's book is going to tell a meaningful story with very few words and in very accessible language. And that goes beyond just knowing the words, but also knowing the structures and patterns, and just knowing how the mind like reacts to language. Like one of my favorite children's books is the boy, the horse, and the mole. You know what I'm saying? It's honestly a book for everybody, but that's how good an adult should read this book. But that's how good of a children's book it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's valid.
I'm trying to write something like that.
Honestly, when I said like it's difficult, I wasn't thinking like in the technicality.
You think about content?
And it's a little bit different now that I'm thinking about it because I was having a conversation recently with my homegirl. She's like a teacher and shit, but she teaches really young kids.
Okay.
And I was like, I couldn't do that because I feel like, teaching high school students, right, is a little bit different because when you're older, you already have a sense of self, you're molded. But I feel like being responsible for like what you're teaching other people's kids is such a tricky situation.
I agree. Yeah. I agree.
Personally, I couldn't put myself in that predicament because I feel like there's a lot of things.
This goes
when it comes to household that are like kind of more nuanced, and I don't want to be like responsible for teaching.
This is
something that the parents aren't with. You know what I mean?
This is why I said earlier, but this is why you be exactly the best teacher though. Because you're suspicious, not only of what you're learning, of what's being taught, of yourself, right? Because remember what I said earlier was in the other room, where it's like never trust a person who wants that thing like the most. Like, don't vote.
The person who wants to be a leader probably shouldn't be a leader.
Yeah, more than likely than not, shouldn't be the leader because they probably want it for the wrong reasons. You have all the right reasons for wanting to withhold. And for that reason, like that's a good thing to teach a kid. It's like, yo, to ask questions, to be suspicious, to don't even trust your teachers. You know what I'm saying? Because even they can be wrong, right? And that's part of the learning experience. Whereas like some people want to be teachers, they want to be leaders, but it's really they just want control and they want to be able to dictate the terms of where something is going or how somebody's thinking and feeling and all these things, right? And maybe not control, but also validation, things of that nature. But it's like, you ever heard of Cincinnatus?
No.
You know, I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, first of all, shouts to my fans. But Cincinnatus was an ancient Roman general who was originally a farmer, right? And Rome was so desperate, they were like, yo, bro, you got to be the king real quick and the general or whatever and take us to war. And he was like, are y'all fucking serious?
But he was just a farmer.
He was a farmer, bro. He was like, I think he was a retired soldier or something like that, but he wasn't trying to fight no more, bro. It's on some like, damn, now here we go again. You know what I'm saying? But they bring him back in. He does his thing. And he's like, all right, guys, I'm going back to my farm. You know what I'm saying? And the lesson there is that you gotta know when to give up power. The person who wants it is probably not the person who's going to take you there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And all those other things, right? There's a lot. That story is big, you know what I mean? But like, yeah. It's also why when people tell me, oh, I'm an artist, I don't believe them. Because I'm like, you got to be something else too. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't just be that.
You can't just be an artist.
Yeah. Because it's like, you first of all, you also, for example, you could also be a son or a daughter. You could also be somebody's sister or brother.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah.
When you say, oh, this is what I am, and you try to be that thing, and I see this a lot. You guys probably see it too. People who are trying to be an artist, trying to be, you know, the next politician. I've seen that a lot, you know what I'm saying? Trying to be the next big tech motherfucker. By trying, they will not get there.
Yeah, no, I seen something recently this past week where it's just it's hard to when somebody asks you a question like, oh, who are you, or like, oh, what do you do? It's hard to answer that question without relating it to your job like your hobbies
Mm-hmm.
or anything of that
That's
faction.
true.
Like what you're saying right now about like, oh, you're also a son, you're also a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for us to go into an introduction and say I'm this without the job, without the title.
Yeah. It says a lot about where a person puts their value.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think the person who made me think about it was Kincaid McLaren. Y'all should check out our episode. But y'all should check out our episode. But she hit me with a baseball bat because, like, metaphorically, because when I asked him, like, who are you? She said, oh, you know, I'm a son, I'm a daughter, I'm a girlfriend. I'm like, bruh. See, I had the same reaction you had. I was like, bruh, I ain't never thought about it like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's true. And it goes back to that thing where art has to be an extension of life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Life can't be an extension of art because then you're not living. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to take 2 years off to go live life so you have something to create. But when you're living those 2 years, what are you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why so many people go through artist block or writer's block or whatever. Because they trying too hard to be that thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or to do that thing. And it's like, yo, just quit. You know what I'm saying? Like, take some time off.
Some time off, yeah.
You know what I mean? Hang out with your family. You know what I mean? Smoke a blunt. Have a beer. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Yeah. I think that's why with my work, why I always have some substance or some emotional connection with the audience is because, like you just said, like art is life.
Art is an extension of life.
Yeah. So just I can go months without painting a new series just because I don't feel it. If I don't feel something, I won't do it. I have to actually like have an emotion that triggers like, oh, that idea like pops up, or like having a conversation. Like we can have a conversation about what we were talking about earlier about the ego, and sometimes whatever word sentence gets used there, whatever I catch, my brain just goes off, and I have a whole painting in my head about what we just talked about.
Yeah.
So sometimes like that's the life part where I'm just having a conversation with somebody, and then whatever is said triggers my imagination. I'm just like, oh, I got this 10-piece series right here. Boom.
it comes in a snap of a finger.
Yeah, like that. Download, done.
That's crazy shit.
Yeah, I forgot what I think it was a TikTok that I was watching. This dude I follow on TikTok, he talks a lot about being like a creative director, I think, particularly in the fashion industry. But he was talking about this book, and I've seen the cover before. I've never read it, and I don't know the name either.
Oh, shit, man.
It was talking about
that would have been nice.
Artists, and it was like seeing. It was about seeing and like perspective. Like that's what it was about, and how like a good artist, or to be a good artist, you need to be able to like see things within things.
See things within things.
You feel me? Like you live life like that example you just made.
Yeah.
Like you're experiencing that conversation, but from the artist's perspective, you found something in that you then brought to life. You know,
that's kind of what that's what a metaphor is.
Something
you know what I'm saying? Like it's something within something. Well, not metaphor. Literally come from the word metamorphosis.
Metamorphosis.
Where
like
some
transforming, right?
Yeah, something becomes something else, right? Our words or even our pictures become symbols for other things. Like the robot is symbolic for humanity.
Yeah.
But it's symbolic in humanity in a way that's different from, let's say, like an image of a soldier, a plain soldier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or I don't know, different ways of imagining people, right? Because like different things conjure up different contexts. For example, even your robots are different from Terminators.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think from every robot that's ever been created.
yeah. But it's sort of like, and that's how like you get the detail in the metaphor though. You know what I mean? Because anyways, y'all not hold up. I'm gonna shut up, bro. This is too brainy. This just got too brainy.
It's going down the
gotta land that.
On the rabbit hole now. We're in.
It's like if I say the word cat in your brain, you know what I'm saying. You know what it looks like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if I say black cat, Now, not only are you envisioning a black cat,
Yep.
you also might be envisioning witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? Or bad luck, right? And I just added one word.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, you paint a picture of a face, right? But then you give the person snakes instead of hair, right? You just changed one detail, even though it was probably very hard. Like, you know, drawing is not easy. You know what I'm saying? I can't draw. Drawing is harder than writing the word black cat. You know what I mean?
Black cat.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I stick to words. They're easier. You know what I mean? But yo, you know what I'm saying? You change one detail about whatever it is you're drawing, and suddenly it's like the word. It's like when we say connotation. It takes on a different meaning and context.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the metaphor is representation. It's like those mental images or those physical objects or experiences transformed, metamorphized into some piece of like art. You know what I'm saying? Or digestible content. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Like, I think another thing for metamorphosis is when you were talking about that is energy.
Mm-hmm.
Because for things to constantly to morph, there
Yeah.
has to be an energy exchange. Like you put in the word of black cat.
Damn. I have to move the muscles in my larynx
Yeah.
and get the air out. You know what I'm saying? If I write it down, I actually have to move the muscles in my arm, and
Yeah.
you know, I was thinking out of very physically, but I imagine you have almost a spiritual. There's a spiritual way to think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's like when you're making a film or you're writing or doing the podcast,
Yeah.
you're having these ideas, and sometimes you don't do them until that energy in you shifts. Like, all right, now I'm gonna do it. Because with me, it's just I don't think with me it's too. I won't paint if I'm feeling angry or something. In the paintings and call for that, I won't touch it because the energy is always changing, and like everything you create, everything you touch, you're putting that on that physical item.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't want that painting to go to somebody's house with me feeling angry, and like, everything I put on there
It's gonna come up.
Yeah.
It's gonna come up.
Because it's not just us just writing or just holding the camera. It's like everything we're doing to create, bro. We're manifesting our energy into.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the story like hits. Like where HBO's short films, like that shit hits because it's not only like he's telling a story with Mav and Renee and like everybody else, but it's also the emotion tied to it. Because when you watched it, we all watched it. The nostalgia we all got. Bro, no bullshit. I almost cried watching that shit. Yeah, dog. Because it hits something, bro. It hits something, and that's when you put the energy into your work, and people receive it, and they can feel what's going on in the imagery. Then you did the work.
You did the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's one of those things where too is like, yo, whatever you have inside you, and like, you know, when we say like, oh, the artist has no intention. That's whatever the artist is feeling is their intention.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I feel sad after seeing a painting, the artist was probably sad making it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm able to really,
I think that's definitely debatable.
it can be subjective, but it's sort of like there's an objective. There's even an objective part to our subjective experience, in the sense where, despite the sensations or the interpretations of the thing we have may be subjective because of our own personal framework and beliefs, we are all objectively looking at the same thing, created by the same person who was feeling how they felt.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's like the subjective is rooted in the objective. Our subjective reactions are inextricably tied to this objective experience. You know what I'm saying? So they like, one births the other. The objective births the subjective, but then the subjective could also birth the objective. I know that sounds weird.
Yeah, I understand, because you're saying somebody can look at a painting and then come up with their own perspective on what it is, but the other way, what's the other way around?
Well, it's not necessarily
the subjective birth from the objective.
It's more like a chain of events, where, because if I see one of Technique's paintings, something that he created out of his subjective experiences, I have this objective there is just objective reality. I'm watching the painting he created that then creates a subjective experience, right? So when I go to my book and write, and I have this in the back of my mind, you said that earlier.
Yeah.
I'm now doing an objective activity and creating an objective object. Like, you know what I'm saying? The existence of the thing is its objectivity.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like the sky's blue, period type shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, but yeah, I think that's a
how
good
people
point.
interpret it is completely subjective.
Yeah.
That's
That's why I think it's.
But
I'm not saying it's impossible. I think it's hard to like. Oh, if the artist felt sad painting this, I'm gonna. That's gonna translate to me.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? I think it's difficult to say. I think one can infer. I don't think one can say for sure.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I don't get you because some people with my work. There's one guy at the first time I saw it, in Newport, Rhode Island.
Yeah.
He came up, took out the pieces, and he's like, "Oh, you're the artist?" So, yeah, I got up, we're talking, and this dude literally described exactly what the robots are. And I was just like, "Dog, get the f out of here."
When I see that stuff happen, I'm like, nah, bro. That like,
But
go ahead.
no, but that's the thing. That's the thing we're just talking about now is where some people will pick up on the emotion, and some others will have a different reaction to it because everyone has their different interpretation of what's going on.
I think what actually happens is some people's own subjectivity blocks them from seeing the objective thing. Whereas, like, some people, if you hate Spider-Man and you go watch a Spider-Man movie, you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know everything else.
Because in your subjective mind, you've already eliminated the possibility of it being good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You already eliminated.
What's the objective part of that?
Well,
that it's actually good, and you just don't see that it's good.
Yes.
Because you don't like Spider-Man.
When motherfuckers tell me Moonlight is not good because it's a movie about gay dudes, I'm like, bro,
Great movie.
stop letting your discomfort ruin the fact that this is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And this is also a truth.
Yeah, no, I agree with you about Moonlight, but I don't agree with you about this is objectively good.
But hold on. I'm not saying good. I'm not saying, but it has its, it does its job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because Moonlight does its job. Technically, his paintings do their job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what I mean by they are objective objects, because they are performing for the creator in themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you direct your own art. You know what I'm saying? So when it stands alone, like, it directs us. You know what I'm saying? It directs things that are common to all of us.
Yeah.
While perhaps it has some relationship with the things that aren't common to us. You know what I'm saying? And that's where like the subjective comes in. Cause like,
I think it's very
go
much
ahead.
a part of like the transaction between artists.
Yeah.
I think it's just like, I forget. Damn, it was a conversation that was had at this. Was it with you? I forget. I was having a comment with the star to talk about like you and your sibling. Y'all could be similar in age, literally lived in the same room, had the exact same parents, followed the same rules, had the same amount of allowance, went to the same school.
Same everything.
Yeah, like very similar, but there's still gonna be something that's different. And I think that's the case with art as well, type shit. Where it's like, because of our subjective life experience, we gonna look at something a little bit different. Because our reference points are a little bit different. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Because you were talking about earlier about, you hear the word black cat and you think witchcraft. If you never knew that was a thing, you didn't have that reference.
Yeah.
You're gonna see black cat and it's like, oh,
it's a black cat.
Black cat.
Yeah.
It goes back to the whole conversation we had about programming.
Yeah.
And you get taught this thing that, oh, you're walking on the street with your mom, you see a black cat, you're like, Mom, look, a black cat. She's like, don't look at it. It gets you bad luck.
She just taught you something.
She just taught you that black cats are not good.
Yeah.
But in other countries, black cats are looked at as good luck, and they ward off people's spirits. But in America, you see a black cat walk on their ladder.
It's the opposite.
Yeah, you got 7 years bad luck.
That's because of racism.
That's good. It's always racism.
To that point, it's like, like when you don't explain your art, I think there's room for people to interpret it in whatever way.
Yeah.
And it also depends on kind of art, right? Because it's like an abstract painting, there's a lot more room to like for imagination versus like a photograph of just somebody's face. There's still room for imagination there, you feel me? But there's less room, you know, because it's less abstract.
Yeah.
Wow,
And
yeah.
I feel like obviously when somebody explains what it is and you read that, it's like it breaks whatever illusion you had, because now it's like, oh, now I know exactly what it is.
It's one of the, but this is this funny thing where like there is something to be said about education and the necessity of programming and language, where like I do think there are higher levels where but it's a matter of having the language to be able to understand the higher levels. Like a caveman doesn't understand the word black cat, but it understands that it sees a cat and that it has a color. You know what I'm saying? Even if it can't form the words yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it goes level by level, where it's like, all right, now you have a word for the color, and now you have a word for the object, the black cat. And then you go up another level, and now you have a cultural context, where it's like, now it means bad luck in this culture and good luck in that culture, right? And I think art and certain things happen like that, where, because the creator's knowledge themselves has an effect on the accessibility they create. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go ahead.
To add on to that, I feel like that's the way you broke that down. You were talking about like whatever the black cat, like no matter what, it exists visually, even if you don't have the language to call it something, to identify it as something. That, and then you said the cultural context, the societal context, your own personal experience with it, boom, 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 boom.
Scratched you as a kid.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's why, like, because people talk about words have strength, they have power.
Yeah.
And I agree, but I think
spelling
words don't inherently have power.
No.
I think through that, like, for example, that process we broke down, the cultural context, we give it power.
It's the world we build with the words.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because words are a really critical way for us to build an internal world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Words are how we take the outside and put it inside. But then we take what's inside and put it outside. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's a constant, like it's an exchange. It's a reciprocal back and forth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's fucking Nutter Butters.
Yeah, I think that applies to art too, you feel me? We give it that power type shit.
Well, you know, oh yeah. Well, here's a question. Do y'all think in pictures? Do y'all think in words?
Both.
Oh,
sometimes I'm thinking for video and shit.
I mean, that's a good question. Yeah, I think.
You ever think in animation and shit?
I'll dream in like South Park.
I mean, no, yeah. And I think in a way, I think it's the same thing as HRL. It's like pictures and words. Like I was saying, how I make my paintings sometimes is based off what words I hear in like a lyric in a song, conversation, or in a movie. I catch a word or just part of a sentence, and I'm just like, I get this whole imagery of the next painting or next five ones. So I think, yeah, when it comes to seeing with words or pictures, it's like both.
Mm-hmm.
But
and I don't know about y'all. I wish I could like be in another person's mind and experience what they experience.
I don't think you want to do
that.
Because
I can picture shit, right? Like I know what I'm thinking about, but I can never close my eyes and like see it like vividly. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I wonder if like there's people who have a photographic memory.
Yeah.
I don't know to what extent that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, damn, what would it be like to like close your eyes and like vividly see something?
Mm-hmm.
That's
nuts,
right?
Like
yeah.
Knowing exactly where that piece of paper was left, or like knowing
like
exactly
your mind
is
a camera.
Landmark is at.
Your mind is a camera.
Yeah, your eyes are a camera.
Yeah, LeBron James has a photographic memory. Believe it or not, it's crazy for basketball because he can remember.
I'd love to know more about like the science behind that. Like
that's wild. Yeah,
this dude
knowing teams plays.
He can remember plays from 5-6 years ago. Like it's
wow.
He'll be mid game and it's like they ran this shit 4 years ago. Yo, go over there. Go over there. Go over there.
It's like muscle memory and shit.
Nah.
In a way.
I don't know. I mean, in the sense that like he's been playing basketball for 20 years, bro.
Mhm.
He has practiced his photographic memory.
Yeah.
And mind you, I'm starting to think about it. This might be a rumor he just put out to fuck with us. And cause he be out here reading the first page of every book too, bro. You know?
Malcolm X, how you like that book?
Like, yeah. What's your favorite part?
You know,
When he's born?
when he was a pimp.
Yeah, that was a good part. Nah, but yeah.
The lyrics either. So.
Like, sometimes I wonder. I don't think I have a photo.
He's all live, man.
I don't know.
I don't think I have a photographic memory, but I have.
I have a bad memory.
No, my memory's bad. No. The thing is, right now, I'm trying to do better with that. It's not that I'm trying to say I have a bad memory. I'm trying to get into the habit of saying I need to work on my memory because we were talking about words.
Yeah.
But we also forget about like the actual the two words, spelling words, the word spelling.
Yeah.
And we're talking about how the people, as a society, we can take a word and amplify it and make it into something. The same thing with a brand.
Yeah.
The brand could be an imagery or a word, but like the people is really what puts the power behind the word.
Absolutely. So that's why like you hear Louis Vuitton, oh shit. Yeah. Like Louis Vuitton says nobody who's
That's what I'm
never
saying.
heard of it. It's like the fuck is that?
There's some
That don't mean
dude
nothing to me.
on the island
Feel me?
fishing right now. Don't give a damn about Louis Vuitton, bro. Like he's like, yeah, bro, I'm trying to get some food tonight for my 7K.
They using that bag to put the fish in.
You know what I'm saying? Holding their breath for 20 minutes. These are real people. Oh shit, that's crazy.
Going into like, but just the words itself is saying like the bad memory.
Yeah.
Like just trying to get out of that habit of just saying I'm working on my memory. But because like, when you say it's a bad memory, you might not even know it, but you're
It's programming.
programming yourself to have
programming.
continuous bad memory. Like
Self-talk.
Yeah, self-talk. Like,
This is
yeah.
Self-talk is self-programming.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Damn, that's fucking nuts right there, yo. No.
Contemporary or anticipating the day part of this part. Saw a conversation 2 minutes ago, I think, where we're talking about I think we're talking about maybe we'll jog the memory back in, but where the objective and subjective.
Yeah.
Where you wake up in the morning, you know, day starts having your coffee, and something bad happens, and you're already anticipating the rest of your day to go bad.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, all right, this just happened, but I don't know what's gonna happen next. Like we always have like that occurrence, like when something bad happens in the moment, that everything else is gonna go to shit. But we don't know it's gonna go to shit. We're telling ourselves we're already anticipating like this moment, this day, this week is gone because your nail broke, because you dropped water on your phone. Just like
It becomes a mood and mood.
because of the mood,
Moods
yeah.
are like linger longer than.
And this goes with that self-talk, but it's like the inner self-talk that really gets you when you just leaving that thought lingering in your mind all day, and then everything else falls apart because you're doing it to yourself.
Yeah. I mean, this is why I always say to a certain extent, certainty is it's itself a belief. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think anything in life is 100% possible or likely. Like even the sun coming up tomorrow, even if it's like a 0.00001% chance that like for some reason it just nukes itself,
Yeah.
it's there,
Still not promised.
and that means there is no certainty. You know what I'm saying?
Enjoy while it's there.
And I mean, like, out of the whole, given all the time the universe can exist, our sun won't be there for all of it. So it is certain that one day our sun will die itself. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it goes back to, you know, I guess like self-talk, belief, and certainty. It's all a language problem.
Yeah.
Like, there are some people in my life, I'm not gonna say who, but it all comes down to the words they use on a daily basis.
Yep.
And like the way they don't encourage themselves. And the way too they refuse to like reframing a situation is a linguistic action.
Yeah.
Because you have to be able to use your words to see it in a new light.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. I see a lot of people. Oh man, my friend John Paul said it best, bro. You know, the average person's daily vocabulary consists of 500 words. But there's more than 500 words that exist, right? So what it means, so whatever your 500 words are, says a lot about who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Now, a lot of those words too could be negative words.
I say fuck, shit, bitch a lot.
Yeah.
I cuss a lot too.
You know what I'm saying? I say, you know what I'm saying, a lot. My mom was roasting me earlier.
For saying, know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro, because I left the TV on while I was in the bathroom. I had South Park on, bro.
Oh shoot!
There was that episode where Butters was being a pimp. And he finished every episode. You know what I'm saying?
I know you're talking about,
and I walked out. She started laughing. She was like, and I'm like, you a 60-year-old woman, like that ass just getting on. I had nothing, bro. I just sit there. That's one of those roasts where you gotta sit there and take it, bro. It's like, damn.
Nah, yeah.
I do say that a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Your mom, your pops roasts you. That's one thing. When your mom gets on the roasting game, it's like,
yeah.
Like once, I think this was like 4 years ago. My mom called me a bitch, and I was just like, "Damn, that shit."
That's crazy.
That's just life changing.
That's like getting hit in the face.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Like that's what I'm saying. Like hearing your pops say something is whatever, but when your mom says something, then it's
you gotta think about that for a second. Like, damn, maybe I am a bitch.
No, but I forgot. Me and her were just like just having a fun, playful argument, just going at each other.
She
she just said, "Shut up, bitch." I was like, "Damn, bro." I wasn't even going there.
Your mom speaks good English too, by the way, don't you?
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
But she said it with the accents. And with the accents, it's hers. It's like the boat came out in the chancleta too at the same time, bro.
That's crazy.
Oh my god. I was reading this book. I've been reading this book, and it's called Think Indigenous by Doug Goodfellow, and it's not about how to be like a Native American. It's just learning spirituality, but also making it, well, in a way to learn your own spirituality.
If I'm
in your past life.
Can I guess that does it all talk about like understanding like nature's relationship or like the relationship between
nature and us?
Like, yeah, you know, because if, for example, you know, C.S. Lewis says this, the motherfucker who wrote Narnia, right?
Okay, yeah.
I know that name, but
C.S. Lewis. Yeah.
You know, science replaced magic. You know what I'm saying? Magic was our way of understanding physical reality. And
so science replaced magic?
Yeah, science replaced magic.
And the thing is too,
science is like
magic is science in a way.
Demystified magic.
Yeah. Science is demystified magic. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like
magic is just natural science.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like there's things we can't explain. It's like, oh, well, that's magic. But if you can break it down,
then it's science.
Actually, science too. Then it's science.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, I think there's a science to everything, even if we don't understand it. But that's in itself. But this is the problem, though. Really, this is what Lewis says is the problem.
Yeah.
Is that in doing so, we have like lost the sense of wonder in reality. Like, it doesn't matter how well we can explain things. The explanations should not reduce the things themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If anything, they should be able to increase our awe of the thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's a wondrous and I think phenomenal thing to be able to know the way the sun works and like nuclear fission.
Yeah.
Like that shit is magical, bro.
But he's saying like explaining it at times devalue it because it removes that aspect of wonder. Is that what he's saying? He's saying
we devalue it by speaking of it and so scientific, because this is what he points out. Western society, and he's a member of Western society, it has a tendency to seek to dominate nature and to dominate reality
instead of being
a part of it.
Because we are a part of it, but we just lost that sense of self.
Yeah. We lost, and this is what I bring it up when you mention that book, Think Indigenous.
Mhm.
I suspect, I don't know this because I'm not well versed in it, but I suspect that there is a line of thought amongst indigenous thinking. Actually, I do know a little bit about this, where it advocates for, the science is mystical and the mystical is science. You know what I'm saying?
It's bringing yourself back to your natural ways.
You know what I mean? Feeling the awe and the wonder and also the smallness. Because this is why I think Western society has tried to dominate nature, because we are inherently small against the vastness of the universe and the vastness of all reality. You know what I'm saying? So the more we can, make it understandable and put it within our mental grasp, the more we have control over it and the less it can scare us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I had 2 points to that. What you're talking about, I partially feel about art. When it's like, because I went to the museum like a couple weeks ago type shit. And that same day, I'm going to keep referencing TikTok, so I'll be seeing shit that
You be sending me TikToks.
that resonates and shit. And I agree to an extent, but the dude was saying like, yo, every time you explain your art, part of it dies and shit. And I agree to an extent. And to the point what's his name? C.W. Lewis?
C.S. Lewis.
C.S. Lewis was making, I think it partially also applies to art. Because like when you explain something, you're removing that part of wonder. And then we talked about that earlier, because then you remove that part of the person's imagination, which is like supposed to be part of that. Or I'm not going to say supposed to be, but potentially could be part of that transaction.
Yeah. And go ahead, finish.
Yeah, and I don't think it's the case all the time. You know what I'm saying? The situation. But
just to touch that real quick before you hit the second point, I think it is a matter of how you frame it and how you explain it. Because there is a way to explain it in which controls the art, and there's a way to explain it in which the art itself has control over the language. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you had another thought in mind though. Yeah. As well.
Nah, I was just gonna say that I partially agree to that point of like every time you explain it, not every time you explain it, it dies a little is what he's saying, but that's just like a phrase type shit. Because I see like even at the museum, I'm like reading these write-ups, and I'm like, y'all diving in the public type shit. Like, I feel like there's a lot of things that actually aren't that deep, and people make it deep to sound like. You feel me? I don't know if it's an elitist thing or whatever. It
is. It is
like a surface level. In a way,
it's like something might just be surface level, and then people take it and they add like this. They just keep adding to it, and like it's just not that deep, bro.
I know. Yeah. I totally. Like, I
over explain it, and then it devalues it.
Yeah.
That's the thing with the.
That's not always the case, though. It's
something with the with the sun.
What happens
with the devaluing of the sun, where in the book it was saying this. It's kind of tying a lot of things. What you're saying is where the devaluing of the sun is that we take it for granted. That how Western society, how we took the wonder out of it. Because the sun for us is supposed to be a rich thing. It's the first part of our day, and we soak that in.
Beautiful thing.
The dopamine levels our cells activate.
It's a battery.
It's a battery. Yeah, we're recharging. Yeah, that's why animals. You'll find your cat, your dog is sitting there in the sun. It's for a reason.
Soaking in, bro.
Yeah, and it's because and then a part of the book, I'm just like, oh shit. He says, the only time we come together with the sun is on the eclipse, because for those few minutes the sun is gone. And we don't realize, how you were saying, we don't realize it. Like, that's only for a few minutes, but imagine it was gone for like an hour, 3 days. But when we see the eclipse, we're like, ooh, we're putting sunglasses on to see it. But imagine if you just said it's gone forever, how we take it for granted in that little moment, bro.
A lot of myths that involve apocalypse involve the sun going out. Like the end of the world always, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ever seen Apocalypto? Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The moon come and they're like, this goes crazy. And my man's out here running for his life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Trying not to get sacrificed. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, run, Forrest, you got that. And you gotta watch that movie, bro. It's a fire movie.
Jesus.
But fuck
Yeah,
it.
I don't know. I feel like when y'all was explaining that, I just felt that connection. I can't distinguish like when it's like completely true and when it's not. Because like I don't know, there's almost room for both, but it's like
Room for both what exactly?
explaining your art and not explaining it type shit.
Yeah. This is why
I'm on the leaning. I'm like I lean more towards the sign of like, don't explain it. Let it talk for itself type shit.
Well, this is
like it's
use your words, too.
extremes. It's extremes. You feel me?
This is where I
just don't
feel
like the extreme of like again like diving in the puddle. Bro.
No, yeah. Don't dive in the puddle. I feel like this is where a lot of people don't understand the power of language, and that you are performing like hypnosis, or you are performing like illusions. You know what I'm saying, and mirages. And some people just don't understand necessarily that when they say a word, again, they conjure a picture.
Yeah.
When you understand that too, though, you get to play games with it now. You know what I'm saying? Like a liar, what they're really doing is reality control, reality manipulation. They speak certain things that may be false that lead you in a certain direction, right? And the thing is that I believe in moderation when it comes to that, like explaining your art versus not explaining your art. Cause it's the same thing where it's like, how do you teach a kid? Well, they're not gonna fucking listen to you. So what do? You ask them questions, you raise certain thoughts and suggestions, that help them come to their own conclusion. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if they don't, then they're not ready. You know what I'm saying? And then, maybe not necessarily you explain the art by asking questions, but there's a way to explain anything that leaves room for growth, that doesn't stop. You know what I'm saying? I've had to deal with some professors where they just want to give you the answer because, like, they actually don't care about your growth. They just care about being right.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Some art critics, and I imagine the reason why some people are diving into puddles is because they don't care necessarily about interpreting the art, about, leading other people on this experience necessarily. They're more concerned with being right about what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that kills the art, I think. That can kill the art. Because then you really, now you dominate someone's perception. You don't just guide it.
Yeah.
You dominate it.
And that's where the balance is. You feel me? Guiding was dominating.
Yeah.
But it's like how you were saying, but some people don't have the control, the language, and know how to use it. That's the thing, is like you can explain your artwork, right? But also knowing how to use the language, like knowing what words to use to tell the story without giving too much, because that way you can you can create the wonder out of what you're explaining.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, because sometimes with me, like
adding context, but not like giving up.
You're not giving everything. You're giving like little hints. Like with me, like when I'm sharing things, I'm barely giving you anything.
Yeah.
Just because that's me, and I love. That's when I have fun, when I just give you little bits, and it's just like it's giving you barely any information, but something's there. And you're like, yo, text doing something.
Yeah.
I mean, my studio just laughing like, ha. But I think that's what it is. It's just learning how to communicate your art without sharing too much. When the wonder, you're in control of the wonder versus trying to control the story, putting it all out there.
Yeah.
That little bit of control makes a difference.
Yeah.
You're steering it. You're steering it.
That's the funny.
And I was thinking, like you say, you guess you're saying jumping in the puddle, and but I'm hearing you say that when you said it in my head, I'm just like, it's not about jumping in the puddle. It's how you could change the direction of the puddle.
Nah, but the analogy of like diving in a puddle.
Yeah.
Like
it's like you can dive in a pool.
Yeah.
You feel me? You dive in a puddle, you're gonna crack your head type shit.
Oh, it's about that.
There's nothing.
I don't know yet.
It's not that deep, bro.
No, yeah.
It's not that deep, bro.
But I'm thinking about but I'm thinking about like the water movement.
Yeah.
How you can change it, because it's like the metamorphosis, the change of energy, how we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Just how you see the puddle of water, but you can dive into it. You can be like, yo, let me grab the water out of here and put it somewhere else.
Yeah.
So it can control that puddle and be like, there's nothing there. Like, when you have the water, where can I put this?
Yeah.
You know, like, instead of just like just go right into this. But I think I just took that analogy and just. Yeah.
I say that, you know, part of
Right.
I think part of an artist's ability to steer or to guide is also dependent on their ability to understand.
Yeah.
Like what it is they themselves did. Like I had this funny thing happen once where I went to this artist showcase. I had my own. I could explain the whole thing to myself before they could explain it to me.
Yeah, what was the artist showcase?
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
Tell us afterwards.
Yeah.
Write it all down. Yo, say artist showcase
You know
with the
what I'm saying?
people.
It was yeah. It was when I was in improv. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say who it was. I know the person. You know
We
what I'm
said Boston.
saying?
Like, all right, what year was it? I'll probably find out.
You know what I'm saying? I was only in Providence for like one reason for like a number of years. So I mean, somebody got to know who the hell I'm talking about at that point. Yeah. But and it's sort of just like they didn't, and then I asked them to explain it to me. And it's like they didn't know, they didn't understand it, they didn't know what to say, and then all they said was, "Oh, it's meant to make you feel how you feel," something like that. And I'm like, but there's a story going on here though. They're like, you don't even know what you're telling.
Yeah, it's
You know
not
what I'm saying?
It's a feeling. Yeah.
And it's not, and it's the thing is that intuitively they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's what I was thinking of.
you're doing, your body's doing it, but your active consciousness isn't doing it because your body remembers the events. You know what I'm saying? It remembers how things happen. So your own, one of the things where subconsciously you're telling the story. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is that like once you're able to understand, once you're able to realize you're telling the story and understand the story you're telling, you have new power and control over it. And it's not the control of like an overbearing mother or father, hopefully. That's what obsession is, you know, with art. But it's the control of like a freaking Rubik's Cube and you're just solving a puzzle and you're cracking the code. You're trying to figure out how best to get this thing across. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all understand, I don't know if y'all relate, if y'all experience that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, how do I best show the world this emotion? Like exactly what I'm feeling.
Oh.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think where that is, how you best show that emotion is where you have to just sit and not really doing nothing in a sense. It's not really doing nothing, but have to like just sit down with yourself and literally process that intention instead of just doing it and try to figure out as you do it, but actually sit down and actually feel what emotion you're trying to put out.
Like ask yourself that question, like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why am I doing this? Or like, you know, what's the point of the story you want to tell? So it's actually trying to engage in it, force it out, because when you try to force it out, the feeling, the emotion is gone.
Yeah.
Even though you know what it is, when you're pushing yourself to do the work, you're ignoring what it actually is.
Yeah. That's just fucking nuts.
So I think sitting down and just reflecting on it, and then doing it is like the best way to.
Because the story's there.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and it's like, yo, you know, being a good storyteller also requires you to be a good reader, in the sense where like you have to be able to hold on, and maybe it also reader in this context could also mean good movie watcher. You know what I'm saying? It means being a good interpreter, essentially, right? Because to me, there's very little difference between how I watch a movie and how I read a book, because I know they're performing the same function. The object of representation has changed, however. No, now I'm not seeing the black jacket. Now I see the word black jacket. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't see them smacking, you know, somebody. Now I just read, they smacked this person. But it's the same form of engineering where I need to understand everything that happened before the slap to understand the slap. You get what I'm saying?
Because the slap's a reaction of what just happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I notice a lot of writers get stuck because they're forgetting the action. You know what I'm saying? And the action can be as simple as walking to a place or dropping a nuclear bomb. You know what I'm saying? That was really dramatic. Like, clink.
Open the door and the bomb just dropped.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Oh crap! God damn.
But it's the action, the verbs. You gotta use it. You gotta use your verbs, man. Use your verbs.
Let's
I
see.
need clipping it right here.
You wanna cut it? Yeah.
No, I think that's good. Yeah,
We're
I
going
think-
for a minute, bro. It's cool.
Yeah, I think we had 2 podcast sessions. I think that's what we're cutting off right here because we had a little whole conversation prior to this.
Oh, y'all want to end it though? Before we end it, let's say some words to the people, the good people of America and the world.
The people of America.
I wish I knew the original name of America.
What's the original name?
No, I'm saying I wish I knew. I would have used it.
I'm saying, what are we gonna call this episode, guys? Let's just end it with that.
What are we calling it?
Niggas China.
Yeah, I can't make that the title. I don't know how YouTube
No,
feels about that.
you know what? Maybe it's like I said, the title. You gotta reflect on it, and then you'll have.
Valid. You know what I'm saying? Yo, whatever, yo. This is a good ass combo, man. My brain feels. I got my intelligentsia for the day. Whatever.
We got that. Yeah, got that brain exercise done.
Stimulation.
Oh, okay, hold on. Freeze frame. Just act like you're taking a picture. Cause I'm gonna need a thumbnail later.
Yeah.
All right, bet.
We are done.